On the 1st of January 1772, I was married to Martha Skelton, widow of Bathurst Skelton, and daughter of John Wales, then 23 years old. Mr. Wales was a lawyer of much practice, to which he was introduced more by his great industry, punctuality, and practical readiness than by eminence in the science of his profession. He was a most agreeable companion, full of pleasantry and good humor, and welcomed in every society. He acquired a handsome fortune and died in May 1773, leaving 3 daughters, the portion which came on that event to Mrs. Jefferson, after the debts should be paid, which were very considerable, was about equal to my own patrimony, and consequently doubled the ease of our circumstances. When the famous resolutions of 1765 against the Stamp Act were proposed, I was yet a student of law in Williamsburg. I attended the debate, however, at the door of the lobby of the House of Burgesses, and heard the splendid display of Mr. Henry's talents as a popular orator. They were great indeed, such as I have never heard from any other man. He appeared to me to speak as Homer wrote. Mr. Johnson, a lawyer and member from the Northern Neck, seconded the resolutions, and by him the learning and the logic of the case were chiefly maintained. My recollections of these transactions may be seen on page 60 of the Life of Patrick Henry by Worth, to whom I furnished them. In May 1769, a meeting of the General Assembly was called by the Governor, Lord Bottetourt. I had then become a member, and to that meeting became known the joint resolutions and address of the Lords and Commons of 1768-69 on the proceedings in Massachusetts. Counter-resolutions and an address to the King by the House of Burgesses were agreed to with little opposition, and a spirit manifestly displayed itself of considering the cause of Massachusetts as a common one. The governor dissolved us, but we met the next day in the Apollo public room of the Raleigh Tavern, formed ourselves into a voluntary convention, drew up articles of association against the use of any merchandise imported from Great Britain, signed and recommended them to the people, repaired to our several counties, and were re-elected without any other exception than of the very few who had declined assent to our proceedings.